say. Other than, I guess we'll all miss him very much. And I'll always think about him. And I'm glad that I have people around me who knew him, and I can talk to them about him. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
And he said that he thought Lucretius had it pretty much right. Where death is, you are not. Where you are, death is not. And when we asked him what he wanted for a service, he said, that's really up to you guys, because I'm not going to be there. But he was a very loving man and a very fun-loving man. And my brother has taken that unbelievable picture of him, which is, I think, one of the best pictures I've ever seen of him. But one of the pictures I love of him is this one. The only reason that we have a picture this large of my father is that for one Halloween he decided to dress up as himself. And the mustache has a story also, because while my father liked that mustache, my mother did not. And so when it was 1972, and my parents had my brother and I in a Fiat traveling around Europe. We were in Copenhagen when my father decided that he would shave off his mustache. And I don't remember whether that was a surprise or not, but I do remember thinking, who is that strange man kissing my mother? And then a few years later, when he'd regrown the mustache, he used to like to taunt us about our Christmas presents. Now, Mom did actually all of the Christmas work, except for putting film in our stockings. But he used to ask us things like, well, do you think you like the kind that wind up or the electric kind? Do you like the kind that just goes poof all at once or lasts longer? Things like this. And so one Christmas he was taunting my mother about how much he was going to surprise her. She was really going to have her socks knocked off. And he said, you're going to scream. And she said, you can't make an old lady like me scream. So what he did was he left her a series of clues. And she had to go down, it was like a treasure hunt. She had to go down and find one clue that told her to look somewhere else for the next clue. And when she got to the end, I can't quite remember how this happened, but when she got to the end,
Susan Thompson, Jeff's wife.
And I think it's really funny that Jeff said he wishes he was just like his father, because he is. And I wrote a little poem. It's one of the ways when I miss people and lose people I love. I'm really not a writer, but I often write poems to sort of process. But before I read it, I just want to say that I realized when I was thinking about this, I was going to say to Mom the other day, I knew Bill longer than I knew my own dad. My dad died when I was 17. I've known Bill as a surrogate father for 25 years. And Kay and Bill, from the minute I walked into 8 Morningside Drive, treated me like I was part of the family. And this was long before Jeff and I ever decided to get married. And I am honored to have Christy as my sister, and honored to be married to their son. And I'll try to read my little poem now. It's called Honoring Bill. Please stop me if you've heard this one before. I don't believe anyone enjoyed telling a story more. A quiet man who had an awful lot to say. He was a rare individual who seemed to know the importance of appreciating each passing day. From the Midwest, where he began his interesting life, where he met and he married dear sweet Kay, best friend and life partner, his loving, devoted wife. 2 children he loved unconditionally for sure, then 3 very special grandchildren lost through the door. Eric, Zach, and Drudy, Bill happily engaged in all his granddad duties. The son of a preacher, this philosophy teacher, beloved by his students, respected by his peers. He left us too soon, though privileged to live 79 wonderful years. His laughter quite special, his wit rather quick. When it came to father-in-laws, he was my #1 pick. Personable, stubborn, frugality his choice. I never tired of listening to his sweet melodic voice. I modeled his values, his smarts, and non-judgmental way. He helped me to understand that patience, respect, and honesty pay. A fixer and a builder of tables, chairs, and doors. Clearly time well spent. He was a friend to so many, a truly wonderful gent. He was a man who brought something special to every place and party he went. He loved philosophy, reading, and debating with the best. He was simple and forthright, and oh, how he valued a nap and good rest. Our dear Billy Burton will be missed for certain and talked about for some time to come. And oh, how I will miss how he used to walk around and hum. A wise and gentle man who stood rather tall, who he was and his spirit eternally will live in us all.